Alfio, welcome to the show, and great to see you. And you're with us today from Milan, Italy. So let's just go straight into the questions here. Now, obviously, the world has been in total shock here. Donald Trump has become the president of the United States. So, what impact do you think the Trump presidency is going to have on business, and what new business trends will be generated as a result of that?
So it's a tough question because Trump look different from before the election and after the election.
Yeah.
So that's before the election look more conservative. So all the production in US. So probably it will help the US company. So there will be tough time for Chinese and other people come from other countries where the cost of labor is less than in US. So the protectionism, it's something that's look like. But my opinion, there will be no there will be no problems in the next years, because the time to adjust this kind of different approach impact, it's going to take a lot of time. Let's take Apple or other companies. They have a big factory in China and the other countries, so they cannot move very rapidly to US.
Yeah.
So that's the only things we see. As an Italian, I don't see any problems, and our product and the European treatment between the US and Europe, I think it will not be touched, but will be the same, because US have a strong relationship with Europe, and they have a strong relationship from a commercial point of view. So for our business, there will be no problem. So seminar business, selling things online, or coaching or mentorship, there will be no any problems or any kind of team on that.
So is there anything, as an entrepreneur, is there anything you're going to be doing different because Trump's now in the White House, or are you just going to continue the way you have continued up until now?
No, we don't think we are going to do something different. We think Trump probably will help or will do something for real estate.
Okay.
Because it's something you know about. And when Berlusconi came to Italy, the first thing he did something clever on real estate, because he did understand what was doing and what was the difference between one kind of taxes or another kind of taxes. So from real estate point of view, I will see there will be some opportunities in many places around the US. Mm-hmm. But as a trainer, as a worldwide entrepreneur, I don't think the US still go up. There will be other countries that they will go up more easily, like the Southeast Asia.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got Vietnam, you got Indonesia, Malaysia. These countries which you don't hear much about, because it's always China, Japan. But there's other realities there in the forest.
There are. It's unbelievable, because I've been in Malaysia, and I thought before going there that was an undeveloped country. But if you go to Kuala Lumpur, you will see a big reality. It's like a Dubai, but more green, with more culture, with more. It's a very surprising me. China did not surprise, because the expectation was high, and I think China will grow a lot with internal consumption. Yeah. So more and more people came out from poverty. Yeah. At least 10 million people every year come out from poverty. That is a huge number. That means they need cars.
Yeah.
They need a washing machine. Yeah. They need everything.
Yeah.
And they need houses. So the economy in China will go up, but we need to pay attention to the other country around.
Yeah.
Because the Chinese, they start moving the production in the other country.
Well, they have a demographic problem. I mean, because they've got this rule of one child or two children per couple, this is going to have a knock-on effect in the next 10, 15 years. And then also, automatization, I mean, artificial intelligence, robots are replacing people in the factory. And so the economy in China has been based upon these little people in the factory working away, which are going to be replaced by robots.
Yeah, and my thought is the 3D printing that will put most of the companies in China out of business.
Yeah.
So as soon as the 3D printing become more efficient, less expensive, a lot of things that we do in China, it's no longer interesting. If I was talking with a lot of owners of brand fashion, like Renzo Rosso from Diesel, and we was talking about what's going on with China, and they said, no, we are moving our production back to Italy because the quality of the product we do in China, it's not enough for European market.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies, they are bringing back some kind of production to Italy, especially the high cost or high quality production, or the just-in-time production.
Yeah.
So you cannot have production in China because you cannot be just in time as having a company close to your company. Yeah. So what we are going to see is there are a slow moving back where there is the strong competence like the homemade things.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're saying there's going to be more businesses come back to manufacture in Europe, and probably in the United States as well, as they set up factories in New Mexico, Arizona, places like that. A lot of companies will probably shift there.
I was talking to the CEO of Herbalife,
yeah.
And they said we are going to open a big manufacturing in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So probably most of the production, they will go back to the
US.
Yes, to the US, and especially for just-in-time production and to speed up the process, because the economy is becoming faster and faster every day. Yeah. So we need a faster delivery, we need a faster production, we need the time to market be less than with the Chinese.
Yeah. This is a big thing that I've been saying to people, that everything is accelerating. The only thing that hasn't accelerated over the last 15 years and that actually slowed down is air travel. Because, if you're traveling from Milan to New York today, it takes you longer than it did 15 years ago, because you have to get to the airport 3 hours before, you have to go through security, then they take stuff off you, your bag gets lost, the flight gets delayed, all these problems. The only way to accelerate your air travel is to fly by private jet. And a lot of people think it's very, very expensive, but it isn't. But anyway, that's the only way until we get supersonic air travel back again, which I think will be coming in the next 5 to 10 years, both supersonic and hypersonic, and that will line up with everything else that's accelerating. And then the pace of business will really wrap up big time once that kicks in. But we're still 5 to 10 years away before that happens.
Yeah, I was talking with Richard Branson last week because I was in his island.
Yeah.
So we was playing golf and tennis together.
Mm-hmm.
And Richard says probably with the boom we are going to take back the time, because the reality the airplane business didn't change in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
So there was not a mass turnover in the technology or in the time or in some, I think the private jet is going to skyrocket, because as the cost of the jet or the light jet will go down, and more operator coming up, more competition, and the time and the maintenance cost will go down. That's my opinion. The use of the jet will become more and more popular, especially in big countries or in 2 hours, 3 hours movement. So like from Milan to London, Milan to Moscow, or stuff like this. And as soon the big companies start to compress the cost and take out times from the normal carrier, that will be interesting for your business, because there will be more and more users of this kind of jet.
Yeah, the thing is that the big challenge we have in my industry is that people think that the private jet is for rich people only. But it isn't. It's not. It is a luxury item. It can be, but above all, it's a business tool and it's a time machine. And so this is the kind of message we're trying to get out there to make people realize that everything is accelerating apart from air travel unless you fly private. And that's when you can reduce the time. But going back to the whole Donald Trump effect on the world, what advice would you give to current entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, and now that Donald Trump has won the White House? What lesson can we learn from this win, which was totally unexpected?
Yes, was totally unexpected unless you was talking to the taxi driver all around the country.
Yeah.
So I was around.
Well, for me, it wasn't unexpected. I knew all the way along, and I've been telling my wife for 15 years, he will run one day, and when he does, he'll get the timing right, and he will win.
Also, the Simpsons looks.
Yeah, and Back to the Future. If you remember Back to the Future, when Michael J. Fox got to 2016, Donald Trump was president.
Yeah, and so Trump give a lesson about never give up, beat your the other part strongly, because Trump did a perfect campaign on Facebook.
Yes, social media was a big player. Social media was a big player in this.
Yes, and we are in the social media age.
Yeah.
So we cannot do a campaign on TV or going around the world and shaking hands.
Yeah.
You should have a strong campaign. And Trump won the president election on Facebook.
Yeah.
And his presence was massive. The communication was very, very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very strong. And he did, from marketing point of view, he did an unbelievable job.
Yes.
Because when you become a marketer, you should split your audience. You need to have the people that love you,
yeah,
and you need to have the haters.
Yeah.
So what Trump did an unbelievable job.
Yeah.
I think he will be a great president if he can manage US.
Yeah.
Because he's an entrepreneur, is moving result to results.
Yeah.
So you want to get out something from it. So and it's a tough guy.
Yeah.
It's very strong. He doesn't care what the other people think. He just goes straight to his direction. And this is an entrepreneur mindset. It's not a politician mindset. The politician trying to please everybody because they want to please everybody, but an entrepreneur goes straight to what he wants. He doesn't care. You want to be with me on the boat? Okay. You don't want to be with me? I don't care. I will take someone else on the boat.
Yeah.
So this is a very nice, a very interesting approach that almost every entrepreneur has. So, and the people are tired to listen to the people and never understand what they are talking about. In Italy, there will be a referendum in the next week, and nobody can even read what there is right on the paper, what we are voting for. We cannot read because it's so legal, so ununderstandable.
Yeah. So
that's the people, they cannot understand what there is right. And the people are tired to this. They don't trust the politician, they don't trust. So that's the reason why people coming from outside are an easier advantage than Hillary. So this is not a vote just for Trump. It's also a vote against Hillary.
Well, it's a movement. I mean, my dear friend Wayne Allen Root wrote a book a few months ago that was published in the US called The Angry White Male, and it's all about the Trump movement. And Wayne, he was the guy that announced Trump at every event in Las Vegas. And he was saying, this is not about Trump. Trump has created a movement, or tapped into a movement, let's call it. This movement of people that are dissatisfied with politicians. They want something different. They want transparency. They want. I mean, we live in a world today with reality TV. We live in a world where your cell phone has become your TV, and your TV has become your radio. And you know, it's a different world. And so, understanding that the world has changed, and unfortunately, a lot of these politicians are still living in the 20th century, and they haven't come into the 21st century. I mean, it's the same here with Brexit in the UK. I mean, Brexit was won on social media. The Brexit campaigners did a far better job than the other people.
Yeah, And from my point of view, I made a lot of money with Brexit and with Trump.
Yeah.
Because as a trader, forex trader, that will be very, very easy trade to set up and make money too. But and all our customers, they did almost the same.
Yeah.
So that was a very interesting approach.
Yeah.
And we are waiting news, more catalyst that will move strongly everything. So like forex market or commodities market. So every news is a quite interesting kind of trading setup.
So Alfio, as you're a business visionary, what three trends do you think are we going to see that's going to shape the world in the next 5 to 10 years?
The 3D printing, they are going to, because the printer, it's going to cook, it's going to build products, and they are going to. So I will say we will have the printer, and we just press the button, and we can print an iPhone, we can print pizza, we can print everything. So Bill Gates invested $10 million on food printing. Yeah. So some chefs, they already print cakes or stuff like this. Yeah. So the 3D printing, it's going to be a world-changing experience. Yeah. The second thing is the blockchain technology. The blockchain technology is going to crush the fintech, and it is going to crush all the lending process and all the banks and the communication between the banks.
So people are going to be using PayPal, Bitcoin. That's what they're going to be using. They're not going to be using currency anymore, you think?
I don't think they're not going to use currency anymore, but the blockchain technology, they were going to change the world as we see it.
Well, I'll tell you a story. My eldest son, he's 16, and he's a YouTuber. So we homeschool our 4 children, so they don't go to school. They've never been to school. So they have their own private curriculum that they follow. And so my eldest son, he's big into technology and filming and YouTube and whatnot. So he created this YouTube channel. He started to make money, and then the money's being paid on his PayPal account. And then he's from the PayPal account, he's putting the money on this debit card, and he's going out and buying stuff. So I said to him, Benjamin, do you realize what you just did? You created money out of nothing. And the bank wasn't even involved in the transaction. You had an idea, you produced a video, people watched it, you got paid, the money came onto this card, and you went out and you bought yourself something.
Yeah, and probably the third big change will be artificial intelligence.
Yes, AI, I agree.
Yeah, the iBot, and they can do almost everything. They can replace repetitive job like driving, like answering, like trading, so I won the world champion trading in 2012 with automatic trading software. So it's going to be a different world, and the only things you need to have is the ability to move from one business to another, to one thing to another. So the flexibility, that will be the best things, and the ability to learn.
Yes,
the ability
I agree.
To learn new things, that will be something where I want my children focus on.
Yeah.
So changing, ability to think, ability to learn new stuff, and moving from one thing to another.
Yeah, creativity, I think, is an important thing, and this is where schooling does really kill creativity in children, and I think it's creativity even in business, as you know yourself. You can have the best business plan in the world, a nice 50-page business plan with all this lovely detail, and when you actually action it, things have changed already in this fast-paced world. So flexibility and creativity, to be able to think on your feet and say, oh, wait a minute, we have this problem, this is new, what do we do? And that's where I think having a good team, and this is going back to Trump and how he will do as a president, I think a lot of it won't be so much to do with Donald Trump himself, but with the team that he surrounds himself with. If he surrounds himself with a good team, then he will do a good job. If he starts bringing in the wrong people, then he'll fail.
Yeah.
And I think it's like that in everything, whether you're a soccer team, whether you're a business, or whether you're a government. It's all about the people. It's all about the team. And I think this is where social media is a great player for us today, because you have to have that transparency. I mean, these interviews, these things, a lot of companies now, well, not that many companies, but those companies that are going out there and using social media and interacting one-to-one with clients are the ones that are being most successful, and are the ones that will be more and more successful in the future. Because I still think robots and artificial intelligence are going to take over to a certain extent, but that human one-to-one communication is still going to be very, very important. And a robot can't replace a human being as far as, that human interaction, the emotions, and all that kind of stuff. It's in fact, I read this book recently called Technology and Humanity.
Yeah.
And this futurist is a Swiss-German guy was saying, we as people, we are humans, and there's only so many things that a robot can do. So the question is, how can a robot replace me? In what different tasks can a robot replace me? And where can a robot not replace me? Because those are the businesses we need to be moving towards as human beings, and have that balance.
My opinion, there will be a very strong problem, because more workers, they will be wiped out from the work they are doing today.
Yes.
So and they don't have the flexibility to change what they are doing. So they will start complaining and go against the rich people.
Yes.
And the richer, they will get richer every day, because they understand, they have the flexibility to move from one thing to another very fast. But the people, they are doing poor job that can be replaced, like taxi driver.
Yes.
Like also pilot, probably.
Yes. No, already DARPA in United States have created an artificial intelligence co-pilot.
Yeah.
So the where now you have two pilots flying a plane. Very soon we will have one human and one robot.
Yeah, and also the airplane from the U.S. Force. Most of them, they are without the
drones.
They are drones. So that will be tough for most of the people, especially around 30 and 40. They will be from 40 to 50 in the next years. They will know. They think they went to the university. They become lawyers. They become accountants. And they think that it's going to be like his grandfather.
Yes.
So I start to become a lawyer and I finish as a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
But most of them, they don't understand. They will be replaced. They will be replaced from easier things. That the people go on Facebook, or they need less, or Google. They need less and less information, because we already have all kind of information. So the specialized information will be another business that will be easily replaced.
Yes.
But now when you go to the doctor, you know more things about your symptom than even the doctor, because you Google it and you start thinking, I have this, I have that. And so more and more people, less people in the banks, less people in many businesses. So we need to find a new job for them, or start thinking about something that can replace the wage. So that will be a tough year for this kind of people. In my opinion, we live in the best world ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we never lived in a world with so many opportunities. Your children make money at 16, not moving from house.
Exactly.
I have a friends. They now in the Necker Island of Richard Branson. Mm-hmm. I met many people. They are working from their computer, traveling around the world, and just blogging or making works that the physical space is no more needed.
Yeah.
So many problem with some kind of real estate. Mm-hmm. There will be a lot of inventory, unsold and unrented real estate, especially for business, because the company, they will go more and more virtual. I have a company in Italy, mm-hmm. in Italy and in UK with more than 60 people, and it's totally virtual. We met two times a year in a restaurant or in a hotel. We do like a meeting, and that's all. So all the people work from home. They give lessons, they give mentoring, they give from where they are. So we don't need any space. And the EBITDA So the earning before tax, it's skyrocketed because we don't have any fixed cost.
Yeah,
everything is based on the service we deliver.
No, it's the same here. I mean, with Tyrus Wings, we don't have a fancy office. The only office we have is in Spruce Creek Airport over near Daytona in Florida. But because my business partner lives there, he has a house and a hangar next to the house because there's 450 houses around this runway, and everybody has a hangar attached to the house with their airplane in it. But I have a house in England and a house over in Canada, and we move back and forth. But I mean, when I have to see clients, I go to see them. They're very busy people. They haven't got time to come and see me. I go and see them. So there is no need for me to have a big fancy office in the centre of London or at a major airport, because today with technology, as you said, you got a laptop, you got a phone, you got an internet connection, and you got a brain. That's all you need.
And that's all, yeah. So that will be a major. So what we need to do is to prepare our children to the new world is coming. So the problem is not what kind of world we give to our children, but what kind of children we give to our world.
Yeah, that's a good
because
one. Yeah.
it's going to be a new world, new rules, and if you're not paying attention about the rules you play, you are going to play a game with the different rules. So you're never going to win.
Yeah, and Donald Trump has taught us this lesson. I mean, between Leicester City winning the Premier League this year, which was a shock to everybody, and then Brexit, and then Donald Trump, I think that there's a common thread between those three things, that the underdog can suddenly come from nowhere and win against people that have been there for a very long time. And that's thanks to technology, thanks to social media. I mean, if I think of the story of Instagram came onto the market and sold after 18 months with 13 employees for over $1 billion. While Kodak, that had been on the market for many, many years, they went bust that same year with like 130,000 employees. I mean, think of the difference. And these were just like four kids that set up Instagram and created this thing on a computer from their garage. And there's more and more of this happening because of technology. And it's a great opportunity. Many opportunities out there today.
Yep.
Okay, Alfio. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been great talking to you. And I wish you luck with everything. And let's keep doing business.